Welcome back to another episode of Made in Asia, a podcast series by Lifestyle Asia that aims to connect the cultural dots and communities in Southeast Asia through storytelling. In collaboration with CelcomDigi One Plan, LSA Made in Asia presents Meaningful Connections, a series where we explore alongside community leaders what it means to build strong, trusted emotional connections with the community and truly stay connected, especially in today's ever-changing and fast-paced lifestyle. With us today is one of the minds behind community-driven fitness studio, Powerhouse, Yi Ping,
Hi.
or Ping.
Yeah, you can call me Ping.
Welcome on the show, Ping.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so first and foremost, congratulations on your journey into motherhood.
Thanks.
So for our listeners out there, Ping announced her pregnancy on social media sometime late March.
Yes, correct.
Late March,
Wow, you know
and
everything.
well, we do our research. And she has also actively been posting about her life into motherhood since being pregnant. How has it been so far for you?
It's exciting, but it's also a very humbling experience. I'm learning a lot about myself,
Mm-hmm.
learning how to slow down, learning how to just stay present as well.
It must be quite nerve-wracking because it's also a first for you,
First
right?
child, and also it was unexpected. I
Okay.
only just got married recently in October 2025, so it's quite a big jump
Was this
into.
part of the plan?
No, not so soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But before we like dive deep into how your life has changed, right? Maybe let's talk about you and your background a little bit. Can you give us a little insight about your childhood and you yourself?
Okay. Well, we're a family of six. I am the eldest child and the oldest daughter out of four of us. So I think a lot of first child can relate that we have this unspoken expectation that we have to lead by example.
Yep.
And so that comes with a lot of pressure,
Yes.
right? And also being the first child, your parents kind of like throw you into things where they just want to explore different possibilities and not knowing if it would work for you as a child.
Mm.
But I think that's what kind of made me who I am today, because it really taught me how to lead
Mm.
and taught me how to mentor
Mm.
and also adapt to different environments.
I'm a eldest child as well.
So you know.
It's also about us kind of like being what people expect us to be.
Yeah, which is hard. That's why.
Yeah, because you don't actually know what it is like, and you don't really know what you're supposed to do.
Yes,
You're just taking what is expected of you or what is
correct,
being thrown at you.
correct. And you're somewhat like a co-parent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, and especially if you have siblings lah.
yeah.
Yeah, and but what is it like to be like the only daughter in the family?
People always assume that being the only daughter means you're gonna get princess treatment all the time, right? But that's really far from my reality.
Okay.
Especially because I have three brothers who are all very different and also like from different age gaps. So I'm the type where I kind of want to be inclusive, but I'm also very invasive just because I want to be a part of their world. So I pick up like different habits, different personalities from each and every one of them, learning different things, and you just don't want to feel left out.
Mm.
So funny enough, they don't really call me Je, they call me Go.
Oh.
So yeah, as we were growing up, it felt very much like I'm the only girl and it's like one versus three, right? But as we grew older, I feel like I've sort of become into their world already. So now I feel like I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But were you very like fierce and very like authoritative when you were growing up with
Most
them?
definitely. I think I picked that up from my mom. You're fierce when you're young because you don't really know what boundaries are. You don't really know like what how angry you can get. But over time, I don't think I'm that person anymore. Yeah, we're so much older now, you
Yeah.
just learn to be a little bit more calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And growing up in a family of business owners, did you aspire to also be one when you were a kid?
You're definitely encouraged. My dad has multiple businesses
Yep.
under him, so you do get inspired to have your own. And he would always tell us to pursue what we want, just because it's a good learning experience for anyone really. But I will say that I'm not the type of person to just stick to one thing.
Yeah.
So I love creating. That's I think that's what's stayed consistent about me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and hence the reason why I started Powerhouse.
What did you study?
So I actually studied chemistry.
Ah,
I know, such a wow, right? I know nobody really expects that.
wow.
So I actually wanted to be a doctor.
Oh.
That was like my first go to until I did like a 2 week internship. I decided, no, this is not for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like thinking, okay, what could I do to combine both like creativity and science, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of like made me shift towards chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought maybe cosmetics would be somewhat fun,
Yeah.
until I also realized spending half your day in a lab is not really my life.
Yeah.
And then I just knew, okay, so if I still enjoy doing creative stuff, maybe I should tap into marketing or branding, because
Mm-hmm.
it's all about bringing ideas to life, right?
Yeah.
So that's when I decided, okay, let's do marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were working with a fashion house
Fashion as well as
sometime 10 years ago,
cosmetics.
10
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah.
Yeah. And then, but then how did you actually end up being into fitness?
Fitness has always been a part of me. I never really stopped working out. But the shift from my job to becoming an instructor and opening my own studio, that was a big leap.
Yeah.
I think it was just because I felt that there was an opportunity in the
Mm.
market.
And
Yeah.
also, you were one of the few pioneers, especially in indoor cycling, right? For
Yes,
Malaysia.
correct,
Yeah. What
correct.
made you fall in love with the sport?
Honestly, it's the energy, and I think prior to having like spin studios open, we didn't really have that many options
Yeah.
actually. If I'm gonna be really honest, it was pretty much just Pilates and yoga.
Yeah.
and and those places, like, they were fun, but I don't think they really understood how to make someone feel welcome,
Mm.
or make someone feel like a part of something.
Mm.
And that's why when spins came about in Malaysia, it was just something about bringing 30 people together in a room, vibing to music and moving together. And at the end, it was just the the energy, the experience, and the community built around it.
Yeah. So maybe you can walk us through the whole process of co-founding Powerhouse. Like maybe let's like transport ourselves 10 years back. How did the concept of building a spin studio first came about and what took place after?
I started my spin career in 2016,
Yeah.
and around 2019, that's when I decided I think it's time for me to step out of my comfort zone, and also because I wanted to be heard and seen differently.
Yeah.
And towards the end of 2019, the first person who actually reached out to me was Jeremiah,
Yeah.
who's a really good friend of mine. And he's the type of person who is just, I want opportunities. So when he reached out to me, he was like, have you ever thought about opening your own? So I gave myself some time to think about it. And obviously, a commitment to a business is very different from a commitment to just an instructor.
Of course, yeah.
So I needed some time to think about it. And then as time went on, not long, maybe like a month, another friend reached out to me, and that was Hanbin.
Yeah.
And he overheard from the Vine line. He was like, I heard you're going to open your own studio. I want in. And I was like, okay, well, that could be interesting having him part of the plan too,
Yeah.
right? And then the last addition was another friend who is Chow. She is a friend as well as a mentee. And the four of us kind of came together and we discussed about, okay, where do we want to go from here, and what do we actually want to do, and if we were to open our own studio, what could we do differently?
Mm.
because we didn't want to do the same thing,
Yeah.
like what would be the point in that, right? And then
Yeah.
at the time, there wasn't that much competition. So
Mm.
if we were to come into this industry, we would have to make a really huge impact.
Yeah.
And so we decided we didn't want to just build a studio, we wanted to build people first. And then COVID hit.
Yep.
And then that's when we had to pivot and we had to ask ourselves again, okay, is this the right time? But I think we did a pretty good job during COVID. We harnessed the fact that yes, we were separated from the world, but we
Mm.
could also connect with everybody
Yeah.
else. And that kind of gave us that boost or that confidence whereby like let's just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are also, I feel, in a team of creatives.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And they're also very, very like, we got to do this. We got to do
Yeah.
that. They weren't afraid to like try new things. They weren't afraid to like change the game. Yeah.
But what do you think is the secret sauce that made it happen between the four of you?
I don't think there is a secret sauce, honestly. I think all of us are so different, but at the same time, we all just knew that we wanted something bigger than ourselves.
Mm.
And we also wanted to just bring confidence out of each and every one.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that was through spin.
Yeah.
And I think for us, spin is a workout.
Yep.
It's a platform.
Yep.
But what you do around it is what makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Powerhouse became such a household name
Yes.
when it comes to spinning as a culture, right?
Yeah.
And you guys celebrated your anniversaries with creative ways, including one in a club sometime last year.
No, actually, the last 3 years we've been doing it at different clubs.
Yeah.
And I mean, it goes back to the same thing where, people just want a change of environment, but
Mm.
also they want good music,
Correct.
right? People are driven by music, and music is also like a universal language.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the brand itself stands for like a safe space for growth and change and empowerment, I believe. What does that kind of safe space mean and look like to you? And how do you translate that into this whole business structure?
I think having a safe space is allowing people to be themselves, authentically themselves,
Yeah.
as well as being confident about who they are about to become.
Yeah.
It's a place where you don't want people to feel judged or fear of being judged, and they can also make mistakes and learn
Mm.
as they go. But I don't think it's built like a safe space isn't just built by the founders of a company. It's also built around the people
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
And that's how in the end the community will just take care of itself.
Yeah. I feel like speaking from experience because I've been to maybe a couple of times
Okay.
doing spinning, and like the first time I remember being right at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very end corner because I just don't feel like I want to be seen.
Correct.
And then I feel like the progress is you just move to the next level and then the next thing you know, after a few classes, you're at the front.
Yep.
Right? And it felt like a safe space to me because people were not like judging,
Mhm.
like no one's gonna like say anything.
No.
Everybody's just there for the energy,
Themselves,
the
yeah,
vibes, and
yeah.
for themselves. Yeah. And you come out from the room feeling empowered,
Energized,
energized. Yeah. So speaking of creating a safe space, the idea behind CelcomDigi One Plan is that everything a modern household relies on all consolidated into one plan. So you have unlimited 4G and 5G mobile lines, and then every member of the family feels and stay connected. And that is said without needing to juggle separate plans. So going back to Powerhouse when it was established during pandemic, when everyone was basically caged at home, practicing social distancing and having red tapes with health precautions, right? What was the process like back then assembling a team during these tough times? Was it like really difficult because everyone is all separated?
You would think so, right? But actually, during COVID, everybody was online.
Mm.
So you actually had the most attention during COVID, right? I remember when we first hosted our first ever audition, that was actually
Oh.
the most interesting thing because it held the most people coming in to audition to be a powerhouse instructor.
Oh.
We didn't know it would reach that many individuals, but it really did. But during that time, I'd say it's really easy to find people, but it's really hard to find talent
Mm.
and also people who have the right attitude.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you could teach anyone to spin.
Yeah.
Skills can be gained over time,
Yeah.
right? But the attitude is something that you can't easily change in an individual.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely tough finding a group of people who believe in your vision. But I also didn't want to force anyone to be a part of the team if they didn't want to.
Yeah.
So it's key to get people to choose to believe
Mm.
in you and to be a part of something.
Mm.
And I always say that, like greatness isn't really about how many people stand beneath you, but how many people choose to stand next to you.
Yeah. Oh, that's well said. So building something new, like what you did with Powerhouse, often comes with the right tools, the right decision making, the right people, right? So the CelcomDigi One plan can give you that kind of upgrade where it allows access to the latest smart devices as part of the plan. So whatever your household needs, it's never an extra step that you need to worry about on its own. So with Powerhouse, like what you said, the audition and the people, that is just one thing. But what were some of the other most interesting or fun parts about establishing the brand back then? Were there any like memorable moments that you can look back on now?
I think it's a combination of big moments and small moments. Big moments would probably be like starting Powerhouse. That was a really, really fun time. I mean, who would have thought we would have trained for like 6 to 8 hours a day, with like a small group of people, with shouting at each other, learning from each other,
Yeah.
you know. Other milestones could be like, our anniversaries. I think that was a really great time for the communities to come together again. Small moments would probably be like seeing uh, your team grow,
Mm. Mm.
seeing them change
Yeah.
or come out or just be proud of who they are at the end of training.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of big and small.
And I think it's not just at the end of training, like you really see the team grow from where they started into who they are today,
Yeah.
whether it's a big change or a small change. I think even your members as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think our members are involved in this, like it's like when you first come into any studio, you'd probably want to choose like the back
Backseat.
and you just don't want to be seen. You just want to come here and do your thing, right? And I think when you first come, you're really unsure about not just yourself but your body as well and what it's capable of doing until you come and do a few more rounds. Then maybe you start taking off your top and you're like in your sports bra and you're like confident again, or you just start opening your mouth and just like shouting, right? And then suddenly you say your first words to the person next to you,
Yeah.
or maybe outside before the class or after the class. Those moments also play an impact on how the community grows over
Yeah,
time.
it does. So, like I mentioned earlier, the CelcomDigi One plan has everything consolidated into one plan. So, what it means is that instead of having multiple subscriptions, you can have your home internet, mobile lines, smart devices, and entertainment all together under one seamless bill. So, that really helped to manage a lot of the challenges that you could possibly have. In that similar sense, what were some of the challenges that you encountered in the beginning when trying to find a place for the brand within the community and, of course, during those challenging times as well?
The first 2 years was pretty much how do we open a studio if we're limited to social
Mm-hmm.
distancing? And also, COVID was so uncertain during the time. Like, there were just lockdowns unexpectedly, and then suddenly there's new rules about like, oh, you have to build this ventilation. You can't have more than 5 people in one place, and it was quite difficult because how do you run a business which is based on numbers and then expect people to come and enjoy the experience when there's only like 5 of you in that room,
Mm.
right? That was definitely one challenge on its own, but I'd have to say every year we have something. I don't think a business is ever perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And you're always looking to evolve and
Mm.
elevate at the
Mm.
end, right? You're not trying to just stay the same.
Yeah.
So over time also when you start to have competition, like what can you do differently again?
Mm.
And how can we bring the community back again? Because it's not to say the community will stay with you forever,
Yeah.
right? They will learn to want to try new things, try new
Yep.
workouts, right? So you always have to see what you can do to stay relevant.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's the word, right? Trying
Yeah.
to stay relevant or find yourself relevant again.
Yes.
Yeah, especially with
Yes.
so many trends right now.
Too many trends right now.
For you, what was the maybe the best decision you've made so far when it comes to trying to overcome these challenges? Are there any like maybe anecdotes or advice that or something that you've learned trying to overcome these challenges?
I think through this experience of entrepreneurship, you will realize that nothing will ever go your way.
Mm.
You will learn that sometimes you want some things in control and you're just not going to have it. So, what I would go with or what I would advise with would be you can't control what has happened, but you can control what happens next.
So a little bit like go with the flow kind of
Go with
vibe
the flow,
and
take those
measured risks.
lessons, take those setbacks as a way for you to just learn, experience, and pivot.
Mm.
Yeah.
So speaking about pivoting and like, learning to create a community that really means a lot to you, that's also what CelcomDigi One Plan has in mind. Creating a space all family members can be in, the living room, with built-in entertainment and premium streaming, including Disney Plus Premium, all running on ultra-fast 500 Mbps home fiber. Perfect for cozy nights in, however your household looks today. That's it for you personally. After we've mentioned all of that, are you team all-in-one when it comes to subscriptions and having everything packaged together, or you stand separates,
All in one. Just make my life easier.
right?
Yeah, just yes. A package deal is always a better deal.
Yeah. Okay, so we move on to our next chapter on leadership and community. So now that Powerhouse has reached its closing chapter after 6 years, what would you say is the most important lesson that you've taken away from this whole journey?
I think when you run a business, sometimes it revolves around numbers. And that's what we thought it would be, like we would measure success based on how many classes we sold or how
Mm-hmm,
many
mm-hmm.
packages or like how many bikes can fill a class, right? But you realize after that, like it's it's really about how you make people feel at the end of the day, which automatically gets people coming back for more.
Mm.
Because anyone can just start a business
Yeah.
and it's easy to do, but really hard to sustain.
Mm.
So, what I would take back would be how you make people feel at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
Wow.
the moment like people. the customers come in through the doors, how they are greeted, not just by the community, but also by our team members, and how the class runs and how they feel after the class. Do they stick around? Do they hang out? Do they get to know each other a little bit more?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it really reflects on how the community around you will look like, right? At the end
Yeah.
of the day. So are customers always right?
For me, I would say not all the time, but they do deserve to be heard.
Yeah.
I do believe that some customers, especially the ones who really care, they do give constructive feedback that can help us improve
Mm.
in ways
Mm.
that we might not know.
Yeah.
But I don't think that every feedback counts. And yeah, but there's really no right or wrong. I think it's just important that customers are always heard.
Yeah, I think as a business owner also, sometimes we don't see certain things a certain way
Correct.
because we are on
The other
another
side.
corner, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to feedback, also we cannot be overly affected or overly
Correct.
moved by it. We also still have to filter out the right ones and
What works, what doesn't work.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Ping, when it comes to your leadership style, how would you describe it?
I'd say I am a collaborative type of leader whereby I don't actually have all the answers. I'm not perfect
Mhm.
as well. I am clueless sometimes, but I am open to, making the room available for the team to speak up.
Mhm.
So that means letting them share ideas and share what they think could help us become a better team as well as a better company.
Mhm.
In the end, I'd say you'd have, because this company is built on people,
Yeah,
you'd have to lead with empathy.
yeah,
Yeah, gotta have heart,
yeah.
because not
It's
you
true.
can't run a business just straight up numbers,
Yeah,
straight up facts. You have to mix it up a little bit. Yeah.
because your team is also part of the community as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Also, like there's this whole debate right now also on how as millennials, you and I included, we are stuck between like the Gen Z, the Gen X, and your boomer bosses,
Mm-mm.
perhaps, and also working with Gen Zs, right? We are right in the middle there.
Yep, correct.
What are your thoughts on this?
I think our generation, as well as the generation above and below, there is a lot to learn from each one. There's definitely pros and cons. I do think that our generation, we're a little bit more resilient. We have a little bit more grit because we didn't really have everything handed to us. We had to figure it out along the way.
Yeah.
The younger generation, they definitely have a little bit more leeway because now there's so much available information
Yeah.
right at their doorstep, and
Yeah.
they can just grab it. And also what we can learn from them is work-life balance.
Mm.
So I don't think there is a better generation. I think it's just more about how you learn to understand the people, because during my time at Powerhouse, I'd say we would have a range of individuals of different ages, and you tend to learn different ways to motivate them because not everyone is the same.
Mhm.
Some people prefer structure, some people want different ways of being motivated.
Yeah.
Some people want honest feedback. So you learn to just get to know one another by sitting down and understanding what their needs are,
Yeah.
what their wants are, and you go from there.
Mm. So
Yeah.
speaking about work-life balance, what does work-life balance like look like to you?
If you own a business, I don't think there is a balance. Some days there's more work, some days there's more leisure. It just really, you just have your days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, since the closure of Powerhouse like a month ago, at the point of this recording, how does work-life balance Or how does life balance look like to you?
Well, being a mom is tough, especially a first time mom. I don't think you really know how to navigate your way through this. No one really hands you a handbook. Like, this is how you should be doing it. This is how it's like to be a mom. So you just day by day figure it out and see how it goes, really.
Has your life changed since like Powerhouse is no longer somewhat like in the picture?
Of course, I mean, like, I would always look forward to going to the studio every other day, seeing the community or seeing my teammates, right? But now there's nowhere for us to meet. But we do make a point with me and my teammates to meet up every week.
Mm-hmm.
We work out together. We still stay in contact. We find ways to like encourage each other to move forward.
Yeah, I mean, it also extends beyond work, right? You're all
Yeah.
like really close friends right now.
Yes.
Okay, so today, with all your experience, you've established yourself as quite the community leader in this realm, especially, right? When it comes to fitness, what would you say is the next step for you when it comes to growing or sustaining or keeping in touch with this community that you have had the opportunity to grow with? Are there any new plans to start a new business?
I think maybe for now we're just gonna take a break,
Okay.
Motherhood is a new chapter for me. And I think there's so many ways you can connect with people. It
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily have to be just about fitness, right? Like, and especially because I'm entering a new chapter now, I think there are still also a way where you can connect differently by maybe talking about this chapter of my life, which is motherhood.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the community are very excited with this new journey of yours.
I think it's more so pushing out the idea that even though you're pregnant, it doesn't mean that it stops here. Yeah. Kind of want to share that idea that you should just keep doing what you want to do,
Mm.
regardless of the fact that you are pregnant.
Yeah. So let's move on to speak about motherhood. So when you first find out that you were pregnant, how did you feel back then?
Definitely super, super, super shocked. Did not expect it to be that quick. 3 months after marriage, and then finding out you're pregnant, it's like a big whoa. Um, but I take it as a blessing. I take it as a sign from God that maybe He wants me to focus on my life differently now.
Mm.
Maybe He wants me to slow down. Maybe He wants me to just appreciate what I have in front of me. And yeah,
What was the maybe like the biggest fear or the biggest joy of becoming a mom for you right now at this point of time? Like 1 month to due date.
I think the question that I ask myself the most is, am I enough?
Mhm.
Am I ever going to be ready? And I think the answer is always going to be, who knows, right? There's so many different ways you can bring up a child, so many ways that you can also learn about yourself. And so I don't think there is a perfect answer.
Mm.
I don't have it all with me right now, but what I know is that it's exciting when life unfolds in front of you.
And how do you think this motherhood journey has changed you as a person?
I've slowed down a lot, and learning to just stay present is definitely one of those. Yeah.
And how does your brothers feel right now? Because they are going to be uncles for the first time.
I think they have been wanting to have a little grandchild around for a while.
That's your parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think everyone is excited because it's a it's like a new thing coming into our lives. So I think they're super
So
excited.
this will be your parents' first grandchild, right?
Yes, correct.
Everyone's excited, like
Everyone's, yes.
they all got ready everything, baby clothes, baby stuff,
I wouldn't say we have
baby
everything ready.
proofing.
No, not yet. But we're taking it day by day.
Speaking of baby proofing, this whole thing really revolves involves also like what CelcomDigi plan has as well in store, which is the mobile shield, a comprehensive digital device protection built in every mobile line on the plan. So everyone you're connected with is covered and is also protected from any forms of scams or anything that would actually harm the digital ecosystem. With that said, do you think you are going to be a very protective mom? What kind of mom do you think you would be?
I always told myself that I wanted to be the type of mom where my daughter could just tell me everything and anything
Uh-huh.
without being judged. And I think growing up, you're gonna want to do things whether you're allowed to or not. So I would be the type of mom who will want to witness anything that they're going through. Um, that's part of growing up, anyways, right? But no, I don't think I'm going to be the super protective one. I think that would be my husband.
You've been also very honest and real with with your audience and your followers about your journey, about the not just the beauty of pregnancy, but also what people don't see. Yeah, is there a reason why you're sharing all of this online?
I think like at the end of the day, it's really easy to tell if someone is being genuine or not. And in order for you to be honest, not just to yourself, but to whoever is following you, is that you just have to be really vulnerable.
Mm.
You have to share the parts where it's also not pretty.
Yeah.
Because if you're just sharing like the pretty parts, then people will just compare, and then they'll be like, how come my pregnancy doesn't look like that, and
Yeah.
how come it looks like that for her but not for me,
Yeah.
right? And I just wanted to be able to relate to some individuals who might probably share the same
Mm.
issues as me.
So through this journey, has people like reach out to you also to actually speak about the same like challenges that they might have faced as well with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think motherhood is something that, like I said, there's no guidebook, but you can definitely ask for help when you do want. uh, but I also think that as mothers, you tend to have that attitude where like I can just do it myself,
Yeah.
right? But I've learned that sometimes asking for help doesn't mean you're weak.
Yeah.
Asking for help just means like you want to be able to provide wherever necessary, and if it doesn't work, it's also okay, but at least you have somewhat a foundation.
But I personally think, I mean, like, I won't be able to go through that this journey. But I also think like what you're sharing is also very empowering to a lot of people who might find like certain topics like taboo or like embarrassing to share. You know, especially the ugly side of pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's a really cool, brave move that you've done there. So let's talk about your whole workout during your pregnancy, your deadlifts and stuff. Like that comes because you are an active person, right?
Yes, correct.
And we had a chat earlier also. You say like how a lot of people once they get pregnant, they kind of sometimes forget or like lose it. Like, what would you say has helped you throughout this whole pregnancy, with this whole fitness regime that you have?
Okay, well, first things first, listen to your body. Make sure you get a green light from your doctor. Don't just do things just because you see someone doing it. Um, for me, it's also because before pregnancy, it's already been a practice for me. So I can't just take that practice away just because I'm pregnant.
Mm.
So don't compare yourself once again. Everyone moves differently.
Yeah.
Every body is
Yeah.
different. Every body is also different. So just make sure you know what works for you and follow through with that.
I really enjoyed watching those videos and your journey because it's truly showing like if you can do it, anybody else can do it. Like, you know, pick up that barbell for instance. Yeah, you're not pregnant, just do it. You know. Yeah, what's your
Honestly,
excuse?
it's a mindset. It's a
Yeah.
mindset. Like if you wanted to do it, you could do it. And I think it's not about proving how strong you can be during this period of time, but it's just more like how can you support yourself throughout this journey, because you're going to go through a wave of emotions and you're not going to be able to control that, but what you can control is how you feel after a workout.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we are almost at the tail end of our podcast. So we're going to talk a bit about your aspirations. What's a personal motto that you live by?
Everything in life is a win if your goal is to just experience.
Can you repeat that?
Everything in life is a win if your goal is to just experience. So, meaning like whatever happens, whether good or bad, it's more important that you experience it rather than worry about what if or what could happen or what if I didn't do this, what if I didn't do that. Just do it.
It's almost like you only live once,
Correct.
and then it continues with that.
Yes. You're only going to learn from your mistakes, but you won't know unless you fail.
Sometimes we just overthink too much, and then
Yeah. People are scared. I
Yeah.
get it. Like the fear is what really stops us from
Yeah.
doing what we want and going for it. But sometimes the fear is always a good idea.
Yeah, and looking back on your life, from the beginning right to present, what do you consider to be your most significant areas of growth or personal transformation?
I don't think that there's one moment where life changed for me. It's all the little parts of um the last 6 years, like starting Powerhouse, getting married, becoming a mom, ending Powerhouse, like all of this is part of the plan, I guess. And not every chapter is meant to last, and you have to really accept that nothing is permanent.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And what's next for you?
who knows? We'll just have to wait and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your current life right now?
Oh, because I'm nearing the end of my pregnancy, I would say it's a 9 out of 10. It's really exciting and really nerve-wracking at the same time, but yeah, I just have to see what happens in the next month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yay. This episode is brought to you by CelcomDigi, your seamless network provider for uninterrupted connectivity across work, leisure, and your everyday personal moments.